Hello to our residents, businesses, first responders, visitors, and everyone in between. I'm your Rockland County Executive, Ed Day, and before we embark on 2025, I want to reflect on the incredibly accomplished year we had in county government in 2024. When I was first elected as your county executive in 2014, we were the most fiscally stressed county in all of New York State with a $138 million deficit. Thanks to the dedicated employees in this administration, we rebuilt Rockland from rock bottom with support from our county legislature. To all of our employees, I want you to know how much I value your commitment to the people of this county. We've literally transformed this county from worst to first, and now we are one of New York's fiscally strongest counties with a rainy day surplus shielding us from future crises. Some of this year's accomplishments include cutting county property taxes another 2%. Now that's 4% total in 2 years. And let's not forget that followed 0 county property tax increases in 2022 and 2023. Now this is a far cry from the annual double-digit tax increases that I inherited. We've unveiled plans to finally redevelop the same building, which has been vacant since 2017. This eyesore will be turned into a mixed-use commercial space along with much-needed workforce housing. We launched the Housing Action Loan Opportunity Program, otherwise known as HALO. This will provide direct loans to borrowers to create more workforce housing. We will continue to offer federally funded free rides to the Transport of Rockland bus service. We know families are struggling in this economic climate, and we are working to lower costs for families in every way we can. We've leveraged local and federal funds to preserve 308 acres of land from development under the Open Space Program. We won the election law case against New York State. The law would have forced local races to be held in even-numbered years, only to be overshadowed by state and federal elections. We held incredible human rights events, sparking amazing discussions with the participants, including Martin Luther King III, Bishop John Bonici, and Emmy Award journalist Tara Rosenblum. We held the very first completely free accessible family fun day. The county event was ages 12 and up, featured an array of adaptive sports for people of special needs. In spring of last year, New York City Mayor Eric Adams was secretly planning to turn hotels and motels statewide into city-run shelters as part of this decompression strategy during the migrant crisis. Rockland would have been the very first county affected, but we came out swinging and teamed up with the town of Orangetown, who sued the hotel as we sued the city, both for violating existing laws. 38 counties and 3 towns followed our footsteps, all shielding ourselves from New York City's attempt to saddle its sanctuary city declaration and duties on us. Now it is being reported that New York City is officially ending its flawed program that our swift action stopped right in its tracks. As we embark on 2025, I can't help but to extend another thank you to our hardworking employees for everything that they've done and continue to do to improve the lives of our residents. And to the people of Rockland, thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me the opportunity to turn this county around. In closing, I promise to continue leaving no stone unturned and doing all that I can for you, just as I have for the last 10 years and counting. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Deputy County Executive Mike Hoblin, and it is my great pleasure to introduce our County Executive, Ed Day.
You can keep clapping. Anyway, there's always one in the crowd. I love it. Anyway, first of all, you just saw the last year leading into this year. Today, we give the report card for 2025 to our county legislature. And I want to acknowledge the legislators who are here today, because it's for them. And I want to thank everybody else who took time out of the day to come and hear about the exciting things that are going on here in Rockland County. We are very, very proud of what's been happening. It's so much different than it was some years back. And I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of the people who are part of that, and we're going to go into that a bit. So I want to welcome the members of the legislature, our other elected officials, county employees, and everyone joining us virtually. Thank you for attending the 2025 State of the County. We've just seen we've made progress, but we're facing new challenges. Ongoing high inflation is leading to sales tax revenues leveling off, and they have been growing significantly year over year. It's been part of our recovery, without a doubt. My administration is always searching for savings, both big and small, to help us offset any potential losses. People ask me all the time, how are you cutting taxes? How are you holding the line? Everything's going up. True, but we find other ways to make sure that we meet that demand and we minimize the impact upon you, all our taxpayers. Our finance department is saving us $30 million for capital improvements by paying upfront for our fund balance rather than borrowing and paying interest on a bond that would have doubled the cost. We also do whatever renovations we can in-house with more facilities department to save even more money. Just this past year, our team renovated new offices for our Veteran Services Agency and Office for the Aging. Our highway departments saved more than half the cost of resurfacing 14 miles of county roads last year by securing about $2 million in state funds. Our insurance department saved the county $50,000 a year. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money in a multi-million-dollar budget, but every little bit counts, and that's what we strive to do. $50,000 a year was saved by transitioning 2 insurance cases from a prescription that costs $2,000 per month to cover over-the-counter options. Our public transportation department is purchasing 24 new TRIPS paratransit buses using only state and federal funding and 0 county tax dollars. Our purchasing department is partnering with neighboring New York municipalities and school districts to streamline cooperative bids, leveraging our collective purchasing power to buy high-quality products and services for the lowest possible price. And this is something, again, directly affects every property owner here in Rockland County. Let's not forget our record-breaking $316,000 in tourism grant awards. There was a time that tourism was scoffed at here in Rockland County. But these grants are utilized to promote our local events to tourists outside of Rockland to offset costs for residents. The average household in Rockland County would have to pay an additional $618 a year in property taxes to maintain current services and not for tourism-generated sales and local taxes. These are just a few of the strategic moves my administration has been making that led to our success story, which was recently praised by State Controller Tom DiNapoli at a Rockland Business Association RBA luncheon.
I don't like to pick favorites with elected officials, but I love your county executive. Because he's no nonsense, he's very direct, right? He's getting the job done. And he was too generous in terms of our work for the Controller's Office. But I do value that sense of partnership. But as you well know, the history of Rockland included some really difficult budget and financial times. Efforts that came out of Albany really was secondary to the work that was done back home. And that effort to turn around the budget picture and have it not just on short-term but long-term, a sustainable budget picture, really the credit for that goes very much to your county executive, Ed Day. He really did an outstanding job, just made sure it got done, and I know he's still working on that task to keep it going all in the correct direction. Give it up again for a really great county executive, a real visionary for the community. Ed Day.
And I want to offer my appreciation to the State Controller for the work he has done in working with our finance people to make sure we got out of the mess we had found ourselves in. And he did a great job. And by the way, we don't engage in what you often see in Washington, D.C. This is not an R versus D situation. This is a matter of working for the people, getting something done for the people, and doing so in a bipartisan and actual way of actually coming up with the results. Now, thanks again to the hardworking people of this administration, we were able to do more for our taxpayers while yet again decreasing property taxes. That includes providing free for bus service for the 5th year in a row. Again, we secured state and federal funding for this, utilizing 0 county tax dollars. We're helping people during times of trouble, and which is what we are in right now. This also includes our Office for Fire and Emergency Services HEROES program. This program provides tuition reimbursement to volunteer emergency first responders. And in its third year, we have reimbursed nearly $230,000 in college tuition. This is well-deserved assistance for those men and women who put their lives on the line each and every day. I want to thank you for your everyday heroism. It comes from the heart as a former first responder. And those first responders, many who are in this room right now, these people here are all got your back also. They're here to make sure they do the right thing and the best thing for you. Our Office for the Aging celebrated 50 years of dedicated service to older adults, provides over 1,700 home-cooked delivered meals, provided for caregivers, more than 700 rides and over 1,500 hours of respite care for each and every resident. Our Human Rights Department launched a statewide No Hate New York license plate program. The proceeds from the plates will go into a fund to support anti-hate education awareness campaigns and programs, not just for advancing human rights, but also something very important, fostering inclusivity. Our Department of Consumer Protection recovered $55,000 in refunds for consumers who were hoodwinked. Our Probation Department secured nearly $80,000 in restitution for over 300 crime victims. All too often, Albany passes laws. The focus always seems to be on the people who are incarcerated and justice reform, so-called justice reform. Somebody's got to think of the victims of crimes once in a while, and that's what we're doing here in Rockland County. Our Veteran Services Agency secured $2.5 million in additional benefits for our veterans, those who gave all. The Rockland County Sheriff's Office is launching a cryptocurrency unit dedicated to investigating cryptocurrency crimes, and also a real-time crime center. This will centralize information and technology, resulting in faster emergency responses and quicker arrests. This means it's a special part of my world because I came from law enforcement. So to see our good sheriff, Sheriff Falco, and his team do such great things, it means the world to me, and it should mean the world for every resident in Rockland County, because that thin blue line protects us all. And as mentioned during the video, let's not forget our law department's incredible victory in the election law case against the state. The new law demanded local elections occur only in even-numbered years. I'm not going to go into a whole detail about this, but if you take a look at your ballot and look at all these races piled on, it's not going to work, obviously. And also, it takes away the ability for people in local races to make their case, especially people who are just trying to enter the political field and make a change in their neighborhoods, a change with their families, to do something positive for their community. It makes it very difficult to get the word out when everybody's paying attention to national and statewide issues. So it was great. So this is a matter of principle. We have this constitutional right to say when our local officials are chosen, and with thanks to the victory, that will continue. Let's give our departments that I've mentioned a round of applause. Unlike some other governments that are constantly wasting money and overtaxing to cover costs, this administration is only making investments that maximize returns for Rockland's futures. Yes, a private business approach called ROI. This includes our personnel department conducting leadership training for staff. These courses hone management skills of employees, preparing them for advancement and opportunities within the administration. We are also marketing for new candidates to ensure we attract the best of the best to work for our county. Our Youth Bureau is working hard to prepare our future workforce. Last year, this department helped 500 of our young people complete nearly 100,000 hours of hands-on work experience. That's an investment into the young people of our county. We should applaud because we're giving this county to them. At the end of the day, that's what we're doing. Our Youth Bureau is working hard to prepare our future workforce. Last year, this department helped. I read this already. I'm repeating this just to make sure that you heard it the first time. They're supposed to use my thumb. Anyway, our Rockland Conservation and Service Corps, celebrating its 25th anniversary, has Corps members completing thousands of hours of environmental service projects countywide every single year. That's a gift they give back to this county, and we're blessed to have these young people around. These programs and more are equipping our youth with the skills to succeed in the workforce and beyond. Our outstanding Department of Social Services remains a statewide leader in child welfare. Ranked in the top 10% statewide, DSS excels in delivering timely service, foster care placement, and child support enforcement. We are bolstering our efforts to ensure that individuals with disabilities have the support, resources, and opportunities they need to thrive. This includes a Department of Mental Health in partnership with Capabilities Partnership launching a much-needed program to help families secure services from New York State Office for the People with Disabilities, or OPWDD. I'm also proud to share our Office for People with Disabilities is hosting the second annual Accessible Family Fun Day come May. This free event is for those 12 and older with special needs and features an array of adaptive sports and activities. On top of providing vaccinations for the uninsured, and as many of you have heard, we have another visitor coming back to the States called measles. On top of providing vaccinations to the uninsured, our Rockland County Department of Health has also conducted its own auditing of over 60 schools and daycares, leading to increased compliance with state vaccination requirements in schools protecting children at all age levels. This we started some weeks back when we had the first reports of measles coming back into this country. We are not going to go through what we went through in 2018. On top of providing vaccinations to the uninsured, our Rockland County Department of Health has also conducted its own auditing of 60 schools and daycares, which I already read already. That bears repeating. Every year we invest in our contract agencies, which are our boots on the ground for community assistance. But rest assured, our audit department keeps a close eye to ensure duplicate funding is not issued and meets with departments to ensure they are properly monitoring that this funding is being spent appropriately. We are proud to share the county's unemployment rate, 2.9%, one of the lowest, one of the best statewide, and in fact the lowest in the Hudson Valley. That is no accident. That is no accident. The work being done to train and to expose our young people and others to the workforce and try to match up situations for each person is coming to fruition. It's because of the collective work and investments the administration is doing along with community partners like Rockland Works, which helps job seekers and the employment. We continue to deliver on my promise to preserve Rockland open spaces. Last year, our Division of Environmental Resources preserved over 300 acres from development under our open space acquisition program. And I want to thank the legislature for their assistance in that matter. Beth is shaking her head. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is something that we have to give a lot of credit to a former legislator, Harry Cornell. She was the godmother of it all. And I've noticed one person in the back there. Jace, take a step forward so people can see you. How you doing? That's my counterpart. The head of the group of people up here. That's why he's back there. He's watching them. We continue to deliver my promise to preserve open space. Last year, we did this already. We have distributed $10 million in ARPA funds. You all have heard about ARPA. Grants to create or enhance over 24 permanent parks, playgrounds, and community gardens countywide. And speaking of ARPA, as I had promised, we left no money on the table. Every penny was that we got from the federal government, $63 million of ARPA funding, went back into Rockland County to revive and rebuild this county. And and we're doing it the right way because the federal government does not like you not using the money right because they come and get you later. So when I'm older, much older, they get my successor if you don't do this the right way. So we made sure that's not going to happen. Jay, we're okay. Don't worry about it. The biggest investment made was utilizing half of it to support affordable workforce housing projects. This country and our county are being crippled in a nationwide housing crisis. One of the main driving factors behind it is the lack of housing. Unfortunately, this is leading to dangerous overcrowding issues, which we have seen here in Rockland County. Since being mandated by New York State to enforce the uniform code in the Village of Spring Valley, a first in the state history, our Office of Building and Codes has conducted nearly 4,000 inspections in 3 years. Those inspections result in over 16,000 violations and nearly $700,000 in collected fines. There's always somebody out there who says, oh yeah, did you get the money? We get the money. As a former civic association president, I understand the importance of maintaining a character of existing neighborhoods. That is exactly something we will never compromise in this administration. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. We're working on a critical update to our countywide comprehensive plan, a blueprint for Rockland's future. That is very important to do. We need to know where we're going and how we're going to get there. As the county tackles a housing crisis, this will play a crucial role in ensuring responsible development. This, as our Office of Community Development is working tirelessly to increase housing attainable to the average Rocklander. We currently have a deficit of 4,200 housing units for residents earning under $60,000. These people are our neighbors. These people are teachers, first responders, retail workers. Remember when COVID hit and the focus was being on the people at the cash register, people who are actually helping you get your food, how much work that they did, and you finally actually picked your eyes up and looked and saw the young people who were actually helping us get through those days. These are some of the folks we're talking about. Seniors on fixed incomes, more and more, all struggling to afford living here. To bridge this gap, we took a proactive approach. We launched the Housing Action Loan Opportunity HALO Awards. HALO provides low-interest loans to create and preserve financially attainable housing. Today is an exciting and hopeful day as we take a significant step forward in addressing Rockland's housing crisis. We're announcing the recipients of the Housing Action Loan Opportunity, also known as HALO. The HALO Fund provides direct loans to support the creation and preservation of attainable workforce housing.
Ultimately, we did our homework. We verified that each project was going to show that we were investing in initiatives that would make a meaningful difference for Rockland residents.
Our acquisition of Haverstraw Place will permanently, forever, preserve 90 apartments for the senior citizens of Rockland County and beyond.
It's going to be 81 units of fully 100% affordable with a supportive housing component.
HALO is a critical piece of a much larger 450-unit total project, 308 units of which will be regulated for affordable housing.
At affordable rents that are probably 40% below market. So this is about keeping Rockland seniors in Rockland at an affordable level.
The loan repayments will continue to return to a fund that can again and again be tapped for additional grants and additional housing.
These projects represent hope, opportunity, and a brighter future for the entirety of Rockland County. Obviously, I am very, very proud to highlight this county program that is being supported. 308 affordable units at the former Haverstraw Chair Factory, 81 affordable units in downtown Haverstraw, preservation of 90 units for low-income seniors in Haverstraw, 52 new units for low-income seniors in Clarkstown. But let's remember something. This is a leg up. It's not a handout. It's something that we are reinvesting back into this community for giving people a shot at having their own home, which is something we know is becoming extremely difficult. Payments will always flow back into the program for future housing and for those who are at that or below the area median income, the AMI. The ultimate investment for one county's most pressing needs. And this is in addition to redeveloping, ready, legislature? Redeveloping the? There we go. We didn't practice that, by the way. We just know it was a pain. Anyway, that is we're looking at that as being workforce housing, and we have had the continued support of the legislature in that regard. The housing crisis did not develop overnight, and it will not be solved overnight. But my administration is committed to creating housing, safe housing attainable to all, while not compromising existing neighborhoods that we have out here in Rockland County. So I ask our families at home to be open-minded, to be patient, We are making real progress, and we will not stop fighting to improve housing opportunities and affordability for everyone. I also urge my partners in government and our county legislators to stand with me in breaking down financial barriers for families. This will benefit generations to come. As we close today, I want to emphasize that while I may not have mentioned every department by name, each and every one of you is essential to our success. There is no I in team, especially in this team. To my dedicated employees, we have achieved much more than we ever imagined could be done. And a lot of that, a good deal of that, belongs to you as credit. So thank you so much for what you have done and continue to do. We have rescued and we have revived this county. I want to thank you all for your tireless work, but our work is far from over. I ask each of you, our employees, department heads, commissioners, and legislators, to stand with me as we continue creating a county our families can continue to be proud of. Let's keep pushing forward, solving problems and delivering results. Most importantly, delivering results. And as always, let us take a moment to honor those who serve, our military members who defend our freedom, and our everyday heroes, the police officers, volunteer firefighters, EMTs, auxiliary office police who help keep us safe. May God bless all of you. May God bless Rockland, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you for being here today.